Hey there, Odooers. My name is Jose Ignacio, and welcome back to Stealthy Wood. I've set up our first rental product, the popular swivel chair, and we already have customers lining up. That's exciting, but it also brings new challenges. To get to the root of the problem, I need to ensure pricing is accurate, track availability to prevent double bookings, and stay on top of pickups and returns. After all, if I miscalculate the pricing, I lose revenue. If I double book rentals, I lose customer trust. Definitely not the branding Stealthywood is going for. With Odoo, I can handle all those tasks in a single centralized workflow. Learn to create your first rental order in this video, including Odoo's pricing logic and how to track fulfillment. So, in a nutshell, let's get right into it. Since customers rent products like any other sellable item, I'm going to open up the sales app over here and check some of our settings. For faster agreements and payments, I'm going to check that online signatures and payments are enabled. So we're going to go to configuration and settings. We're going to scroll down to this quotations and orders section and just make sure that both of them are enabled right there. Terrific. In our pricing section up above it, we have discounts, price lists, promotions, and a few other items. These can be toggleable in the event that you want to streamline rental orders and invoices by predefining products, quantities, and pricing. Due to that, if you need to, you can also enable quotation templates to save further time. But for now, we're going to keep things simple. What we do have keeps operations moving and improves cash flow. If it's your first time enabling these settings, don't forget to select save in the top left-hand corner and move on. All right, let's go ahead with our rental order. So we're going to exit the sales application over here and we're going to open up the main event, the rental application over here. So to keep my day organized, I can use the left sidebar over here just to filter by status, like if I needed to for reserved. Only one right there. That's a nice one to see. And returned as well. We have a few other options. I can also use the search bar over here and select, in this case, to do today. Over here is a nice little filter to see exactly what needs to be picked up or returned before closing. So this filter only applies to confirmed orders that are reserved or have a return date for picked up products. Right now, I've got a clean slate on my to-do list, but what will change as soon as I start getting orders. Our customer, Abigail, walks in and wants to rent some items for 2 weeks. So we're going to get a rental order going with new up at the top. All right, first things first, we're going to select our customer field and select old Abigail right there. And next, I'm going to select on the second date for the rental period over here and set it to the 23rd and hit apply. Boom. The duration field over here is automatically updated. Now I'm going to select to add a product down below, and Abigail has told me she wants the swivel chair. And actually, she wants 10 of them. Boom. Perfect. So notice that the unit price right over here is $54. Odoo applies the weekly rate instead of the daily rate based on the rental duration. The untaxed amount down below happens to be the unit price multiplied by the number of chairs, which is 10. And that is how the untaxed amount comes out to $540. I'm bad at math. But I also need to add some other products. This time, I'm going to select, not add a product actually, we're going to select the catalog. And we get this nice little interface over here. So I'm going to select add on the small round table over here. So we're going to do one of those little side tables. And I also want, what else do we want in here while we're here? How about a foldable chair right there? All right, but I actually need 2 chairs. So we're going to select that nice little plus icon right there. All right, this all looks pretty good. So I'm going to go back to quotation over here and look at that. There they are over here as new products. Wait, I'm remembering now Abigail just changed her mind. She only needs the 10 swivel chairs for 8 days. No problem. I'm going to delete the items that she doesn't want. So we're just going to delete our nice little side table and also the foldable chair. And now we need to change the period. Don't you love it when people don't know what they want? All right, 8 days right there. Now you'll notice that since we changed a few things, this price is inaccurate now. So we're going to do update on our nice little untaxed amount and our estimate. So look at that. Now we are at an untaxed amount of $400. But why isn't the total higher? It's because Odoo follows a set of rules when calculating pricing. Let's break down that logic. So the rental app follows two main rules. It uses a single rental price per rental period. It doesn't mix up and match price rules. Odoo always rounds up to fully cover the rental period. It always chooses the cheapest option for that duration. Still confused? Let me break it down for you further. So remember, Odoo's goal is to find the cheapest way to cover 8 days using the product's available pricing tiers. Odoo does this by testing each pricing option or tier by asking, how many times do I need to repeat this tier to cover 8 days? And what does that cost? Looking at the table, the tiers column lists the cost per day and per week. In the next column, we break down how many repetitions are needed to fully cover the 8 days. So, for the daily pricing tier, the daily rate is equal to the rental period, which is 8. For the weekly pricing tier, since the rental period is over 7 days, Odoo automatically rounds up to 2 weeks to fully cover it. Now that we have converted all of the total repetitions per pricing tier, we can formulate the total cost for each one. So the cost for daily pricing tier for one chair is $40. The cost for the weekly pricing tier for one chair is $54. Let's add the number of chairs to get to the total cost. 10 times $40 is $400. 10 times $54 is $540. We can see the daily pricing total is the cheapest, and that's the one Odoo picks. Okay, now back to our sales order that we have over here. I could send this via email by clicking send over there, but since she's right here, everything looks good. I'm just going to select confirm over here. So once that the order is confirmed, Odoo reserves the inventory. You can see the status in the top right corner as booked right there. Boom. That's nice, meaning the rental app has reserved the 10 swivel chairs in its system for the rental order period. Also, the rental order now has a sales order number. You can also see that on here as well. And in fact, it'll also tell you right there that it's been turned over to that and that. Boom. And that's because rental orders are essentially sales orders inside of Odoo. All right, now let's talk about pickup. Abigail is here to pick up the chairs. So I'm going to click our pickup button over here, and we get this nice little pop-up right there. So the validation form lists how many chairs are reserved and how many should be picked up. In this case, by clicking validate down below, I am confirming that the products were delivered to the customer in good condition and in accordance with the rental order. On the rental order, we can see that the pickup button has been replaced by a return button over here. Also, the rental order status is actually changed now to picked up. Congratulations, you've just made your first rental order. We've learned how Odoo provides accurate pricing, avoids double bookings, and sets up clear pick and return tracking. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.